Greetings, Aries Sun, Aries Rising, and Aries Moon. Welcome to your Tarot Videoscope for November 2020 by LightWorker. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. November will be another yet important month when the energy is going to shift again. We are going to have eclipses in November, December, and it's going to be a deeply karmic month. For those of you who would like to know more, I have already done a whole new reading for your sign and for each sign of the zodiac, which is available for download and purchase through Vimeo.com. And for those of you who are interested, the link for the Vimeo videos is posted down here below in the show more description box, or you may choose to join the membership program. The extra readings that I do monthly for each sign of the zodiac through the join button right here are twice as long. Because the energy is shifting again, this is the perfect time to learn how to clear energy. I'm organizing an online through Zoom online workshop on energy clearing in November 7, Saturday. For those of you who are interested, please email me directly at amalightworker@gmail.com or visit my website www.amalightworker.com. Thank you very much for allowing me to say this here. So now let's focus on your reading. Aries Sun, Aries Rising, and Aries Moon. The general feeling that I'm picking up for your sign for November has to deal with important advice coming your way. You having to make important choices and decisions. There's going to be either a romantic situation that may present itself, or it could be about a lover or an ex from your past. You may be feeling like you are losing hope or faith. For some of you, you may have to deal with finances. Finances can go up and down, or they can go either way. Feeling a little bit confused by the choices also being presented to you and the opportunities being presented to you, but ultimately you are going to end up making very sound decisions. Now let's break this down one by one. The first card that wanted to show up for you is the Queen of Swords. If the Queen of Swords represents a person, usually it represents an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. This could be the sun sign, the rising sign, or the moon sign. This may also represent you, Aries, if you happen to have your rising sign or your moon sign in Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. It also means authority of public life, ideas, a lawyer, a therapist, a coach, someone who works for a law enforcement agency, someone who is firm, creative. They may offer advice from his or her experience or practical help. You may be dealing with this Queen of Swords in November. She's going to hold the power to reveal to you some important information. That is going to be so important, the information that she's holding on to, that for you is going to be like, in the light of this new information, it's either a situation where you're going to make it or you're going to break it. If anything in connection to a credit card may show up, a debt, bills that maybe are going to show up to be paid at this time, or anything in terms of legal documentation or legal proceedings, it feels like this Queen of Swords may show up to fight these legal battles for you. This could be somebody that maybe you are going to consult, or even that you are going to end up hiring to represent you in some ways. This Queen of Swords also may represent an agent that you may be working with, a spiritual mentor. It could be someone who is highly intuitive and or a healer, and maybe you're going to get a reading or a different service from them. For some of you Aries, this Queen of Swords represents a teacher or a mentor of some sort who's going to teach you how to develop further a talent that you have, how to master better technology, to expand your knowledge about technology, learning how to do new stuff that is going to be detrimental in terms of you later on advancing your career or even finding a new job. For some of you, this Queen of Swords will hold the power to hire you or not. Do not underestimate the power of this Queen of Swords. Somebody has been keeping an eye on you for a while now. They have been keeping an eye on you because maybe they like you in a romantic sense and they like to proposition you in some ways. It could be that somebody at work has been keeping an eye on you because maybe they like to offer you some help or advice to advance your career, to give you a job opportunity, or to offer you some opportunities to move up in your career. Pay attention to the changes that may be happening during this time in the place where you live, in the neighborhood where you live, about neighbors, and also certain environmental changes. Many of you, in some ways, are going to be affected from environmental changes. They may be affecting your mood, your emotions. You may feel better. For some of you, it could be something about allergy or allergens. So it feels like the effect is going to be either very good or not so good, or a combination of both. I also have a sense that some of you are going to be planning for travels, gatherings. You may be planning about what is yet to come, or between you and this Queen of Swords, the two of you could be scheming to make something happen and to make something possible. You could also be in a partnership or collaborating very successfully with this Queen of Swords. The next card that you have is the Lovers. To me, it represents a partnership, feeling in tune with someone else's needs. It also represents sudden, unpredicted changes in love or in friendship, sudden, unpredicted unions, meetings. It also represents choice, travel, and personal property. Now, when you get this card, the Lovers, you also have to look for what other cards are around it, because the angel in the card is even trying to bring these two people together or to break them apart. There's going to be a heightened sense of security, a heightened sense of how you're going to notice how your self-confidence is going to be on the rise. You're going to notice that. A heightened sense of intuition, a heightened sense of creativity. You're going to feel like you are enjoying your life better. You are enjoying yourself more. You may end up flirting with someone or even talking to them very late at night, or texting or communicating in other ways. To you, is going to feel like finally, with some kind of a relationship, you are moving forward, or it's going, you finally know where this relationship is going, in what direction. For some of you, something that was more of a platonic nature, now it will be consolidated. Please pay attention to also the kind of people that you may be attracting in your life during this time, and not necessarily always in a love romantic sense. Because I also get a sense that during this time you may receive news of a friend or an acquaintance or somebody else you know that is moving away, and new people are going to enter in your life. Friends are moving away, but also new friends are coming in. Due to certain undecisiveness, insecurities, uncertain circumstances that stemmed from the past, it may also be in connection to trust issues, cheating, mishandling of money, mishandling of information, or gossip from the past. Some of you who are in an established bond may have a little bit of a tricky situation being presented to you. I have a sense that when all of this is over, the two of you are going to be okay. But this whole situation may actually come to an end, into a completion in about 2 or 3 months from now. Whatever may be happening in November is connected to something that already originated from your past. The advice is to try to keep yourself as grounded as you can. So, as you see, there's a lot of ups and downs. For some of you, love is great, relationships are great, marriages are great, but for other areas, is completely the opposite is happening. So, try to keep and maintain your balance. To be grounded is going to be very important. The next card that you have is the Tower. I know this is not a great card, okay, but let me hear what the spiritual team has to tell you about this. What is the spirit's message about it? I will tell you the meaning of the card first. It represents sudden unexpected changes or sudden unexpected events, devastating conditions, financial problems, separations, divorce, or for the purpose of this general reading, I'm also going to say that it also means loss of faith in one's worlds. Some of you have been preparing to change homes there, and there have been certain delays. For many of you, finally, these delays are going to be over, because I have a sense that you could be preparing to finally move into the new home toward the end of November. Due to certain constructions, repairs, renovations, having to fix stuff that was broken, or even due to certain communication issues, communication problems, you have felt a little bit like cast aside. Maybe you had some problems communicating with your children. Maybe you felt like abandoned in some ways, or forgotten even from your own spouse. Now it feels like in November, many of you have to expect the unexpected. A circumstance will turn around that maybe initially didn't start it in a pleasant way, but is going to turn out to be most beneficial for you. If any of you was doing certain divorce proceedings, and maybe due to whatever the reason was for it to be delayed, now divorce papers are going to go through. You could be moving during this time money from one account to another account. You may be doing a business deal. You may be looking into properties, investments. You may be looking into stock market. Some of you are going to take a chance when it comes to money. Okay, so if that's the case, and you may be taking some sort of a chance, particularly when it comes to money, make sure that you are only investing or spending a very small amount that you could afford. For other areas, I have a sense that finances could actually skyrocket. Okay, do you see like the opposition here? Like, this is what I'm picking up for many of you. Okay, but I also have a sense that whatever may be happening for you, you may be feeling a little bit under the weather. You may be, some other sudden unexpected problem may show up. But I also have a sense that in about 2 or 3 months, this problem will be done and dealt with. And for some of you, even it's going to be done and dealt with quite immediately. Immediately, you may find a solution. Or I also get a sense like where there is a problem, God in some ways will send people in your way to rescue you. The next card that you have is the Seven of Cups. This means many choices now being presented to you. Okay, so you went through the tower, maybe a door closed. Seven other doors are opening up. More opportunities are showing up for you. So you have choices being presented to you. Some are good, some are bad. It also means that maybe you are unable to choose. Daydreaming, lack of a need for direction, too much time. Maybe you are unable to choose because you are afraid of choosing. It also means be real, make sound decisions. But at the same time, please do not overanalyze because you are going to end up taking too much time. Okay, and when you do take too much time, maybe some of these choices and opportunities are no longer going to be available to you, or you are going to allow for stagnation. It also means scattered energy or scattered thinking. There is so much that you are going to learn in November. You are going to learn about people with whom you have chosen to surround yourself, their attitude. You're going to learn the value, how important each and every person is in your life. Many of you are going to be drawn to some sort of a higher calling, like a big awakening of some sort. You're going to start to feel more spiritual than before, or even more religious than before. You are going to notice symbolics and signs that are meaningful to you. You may notice repetitive signs. You may notice certain dreams. They keep appearing or reappearing. They need to remind you that sometimes the devil is in the details. If you have to redo anything or go over the same circumstance again, go over certain paperwork, go over some work that maybe you did before, it feels like that's going to be lucky for you because you are going to catch some mistake or some irregularities that now you're going to have a chance to fix them. For those of you who have been very lucky in love, you know that first moment when you fall in love and you feel like, oh my God, I am in the clouds. Now it's time to kind of come down from the clouds because in order to make this a relationship more stable, every relationship goes through the stages. Okay, so now it feels like you could be or this relationship now is going to feel a little bit more grounded. Many of you are going to be shopping for jewelry. There's going to be important talks about jewelry, a piece of jewelry, a ring. You may be thinking of proposing. You could be proposed to. Somebody is in some ways trying to surprise you. You are going to end up, or maybe you already did some creative work. Maybe you wrote a book, maybe you painted, maybe you did something else creatively. Now it feels that you are going to be presented with some choices. Who you're going to choose to edit your work, or who you're going to choose to publish your work. You may be dealing with a circumstance where people are either competing for your attention, for your book. Maybe people are, or you may be competing with somebody, okay, to catch the attention of someone that you are in love with, okay? So some sort of a competition in a romantic related situation. Be a little bit more patient. Past mid-November, a lot of things are going to start to go a little bit easier, a little bit better, or more according to your plan. This may also be in connection to Mercury retrograde. It may be in connection to other planetary movements, but I have a sense that past mid-November, past midpoint of November, a lot of planetary movements are going to align, okay, to lead the way for you, to bring you some sort of a good luck for the next 7 years. The next 7 months, beginning from November, are going to be life-changing months where one after another, little circumstances are going to finally be completed or be resolved, and before you know it, your life will be going in a much better direction. You may be feeling a little bit dehydrated, you may feel the need to rest and repose, but you are also going to have a lot of laughters and sweet moments with family and loved ones. There could be some problems with traveling unless you carefully plan for it. Some of you who maybe don't intend to travel, you may end up actually traveling. I also keep hearing one last thing, try to be a little bit more in the moment and to go with the flow. Where there's a problem, there's also going to be a solution, and not everything is lost. Have hopes for a better tomorrow. I hope that this is making sense to you. You can always go to the Vimeo videos for those of you who would like to know more, or click the join button right here next to the subscribe, like, share, subscribe, sign up for the workshop on energy clearing. That may be very useful to you to learn how to clear your own energy, the energy of your personal energy field, to clear for a situation, for a circumstance. Email me if you are interested at amalightworker@gmail.com if you have any questions about the upcoming workshop, or if you'd like to book a session with me. I will reconnect with you again in the next video. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe.